What's going on, Red Circle Army? In this one, we have a breaking update from Mattel launching their own NFT marketplace and what that could mean for other platforms like VeVe. And we'll also be getting into the OMI token. So let's go ahead and just dive right into it. So we have breaking news that Mattel is going to be launching their own NFT marketplace and what that could mean for platforms like VeVe. So let's jump into it here on this tweet that I tweeted out yesterday that says that the toy brand famously known for such franchises as Hot Wheels and Barbie will debut its own NFT marketplace. And to celebrate the launch, it's going to release Series 5 of Hot Wheels NFTs. And this was tweeted by Rarity Sniper, which I also tweeted as well. And we're going to be taking a look at the article, which actually mentions that they'll be using Magic, which is a kind of a Web 2 onboarding solution, or at least making it easier for people to use, Web 3 essentially. And according to this, it's multi-chain and cross-DApp, which I find interesting. And according to them, it settles quicker than MetaMask as well. So I find that interesting. It says instant versus, 5+ minutes. So this could be pretty exciting for their overall experience. And they're going to be using FlowChain as well, which is obviously created by Dapper Labs, who brought us NBA Top Shots, CryptoKitties, and they are the OGs in the NFT space as a whole. So again, Hot Wheels was actually dropped over on Wax blockchain. So this isn't the first, iteration of Mattel getting into the NFT space. They have dropped Hot Wheels before, and as a matter of fact, they have dropped NFTs on VeVe as well. You can see some of the hoverboards that they've already dropped on VeVe, including Marty's hoverboard from Back to the Future, which is a pretty cool NFT if I don't say so myself. But again, they have also dropped on other platforms like Cryptoys, which Cryptoys was actually at the same booth as Mattel at San Diego Comic-Con, I believe a year or two ago. The same time that VeVe was at San Diego Comic-Con at the Marvel booth, they were at the actual Mattel booth. So again, Mattel has been pretty excited about NFTs for a while now, obviously spreading out their IP across different platforms. And this includes, again, they're going to be dropping these Barbie NFTs, which it seems like they're pretty exclusive. You can see this one is a Barbie Balmain and Barbie NFT 1, and then you have the Barbie NFT 2, kind of going more of the fashion way here around their collectibles. So I do find this interesting. I don't know what the editions are going to be. You can register to sign up for this kind of drop, and they'll be dropping, of course, the Hot Wheels Series 5. You can see the NFT Garage and kind of some future drops. And they have massive amounts of brands as well. We can take a look at some of these: Barbie, Hot Wheels, Fisher-Price, American Girl, and the list goes on. You can see some of the biggest toy brands in the world. So I would imagine they would stick kind of with that toy niche and what kind of appeals to their current user base and their current core community. So you can see Matchbox, Mad Gab, like the Masters of the Universe, and many other brands they work with that you probably collected when you were a kid. Fisher-Price again, and many others. So I could foresee, if Mattel and Disney do some NFTs on FlowChain, that could maybe invigorate some more collectors to collect on FlowChain and introduce, kind of a little bit of a debate of, the NFTs, FlowChain versus IMX, which one's better. There could be a collector like little community there around that. So time will tell. Now, nothing is happening right now. It's just obviously this is physical. But if that did happen, that could be something there. Again, Disney here launching their own shop tab in the Disney Plus app here. So this is interesting. It says here, shop this story, bring your favorite Disney Plus story to life with merchandise and gifts. And as a, grocery bag or a bag that says Star Wars on it. So this is interesting. Could this be e-com? Could this be digital? Could Disney roll out their own NFT marketplace or digital collectible marketplace? Or could they integrate VeVe into their app? Time will tell. Now with Disney, typically when it comes to their own stuff and their own marketplaces, we see them launch their own kind of stuff and their own experiences. So I don't know if this is going to be NFTs for quite a while, but we do see that it says here merchandise and gifts. So it makes me think maybe e-com first, or maybe some kind of promoting their other type of experiences or games, or, things that you can buy or DVDs that you can own. So I don't know. I think it's so early. It's hard to tell. They made a lot of layoffs again. So again, hard to tell what these brands will do. Advantages go to VeVe in terms of IP at their fingertips and the kind of more liquidity. I get we're in a bear market, it's crypto winter, and it's less liquid. But the whole point being is, the overall user experience and versus siloed. But the advantage kind of goes to Mattel too, though, in terms of all these brands. Again, it's so early to tell. But let's get into the OMI token. So thank you for staying around. We're going to dive all into it. OMI breaking 0006. 6602 and 658 on OKX. So it's breaking lower and lower. So again, if you've been kind of following my tweets, not too big of a surprise, broken through support. I've been actually charting this for months and paying attention to the macro. I told you it was very important to pay attention to the macro. You can see this major trend line as well, the red one. I painted it red because I didn't want it to go lower in my heart, but I knew it would as a, monitoring data. Again, just major macroeconomics moves as well in terms of the Fed, the world affairs, geopolitics, war, and supply chain issues, like that all adds in as well. And the OMI token itself doesn't necessarily it has basically no utility other than just being burnt and kind of, underpinning the app a little bit, but not much, right? So the OMI utility could definitely be, they could implement the OUP and that could help the OMI token for sure. But as of now, it's just been continuing to slide. And we have to go back to ancient levels of support, which are around 0004. So if you take a look at the ancient levels here, it drops off a map from 0007 and we go to sixes and then fours and then threes. So there's not a whole lot of support in the most previous chart here. So this chart actually doesn't even go back that far. You have to go to CoinGecko to look at some of these levels. So the smart thing to do is, obviously buy low and not buy high, right? So that's one bone I do have to pick with some people. Not everybody in the community. There's only a select few people saying OMI is going to be fine, and it just continues to drop. And it continues to go lower and lower. And a lot of people are kind of gaslighting other community members, saying that they're going to continue to buy, and they don't think the OMI token is going to go lower, but they don't have anything to really back that and to show for that. When you should be using your fundamental analysis to kind of compare and overlap your charts and use that as an educated type of investment or investor. And so again, buying low is good, and your money could go 3 to 5 times longer if you're investing in the lows versus, continuing to tell people to buy, everything's okay, the OMI token's gonna be fine, when clearly it is not. It's broken through a level of support here. And again, the smart thing to do is buy low and look for good opportunities. Now, I'm not fudding OMI or anything like that. It's just common sense. Like, this is any ticker I trade off of when it, Bitcoin. I come from the early days of crypto and Bitcoin, where it's like you buy the F and dip. And that's what this kind of reminds me of, is a lot of people are just very uneducated when it comes to investing and trading. And they don't really use technical analysis or fundamental analysis. They're just using their own opinions to form a narrative on why they're buying OMIs at certain prices, which is fine, again. But it comes to a point, though, where they're reliant on the OMI token to go up in order for them to recoup their investment, right? So if you're investing all the way at the top, you're going to be kind of stuck, and there's no point in selling at this point unless you're just tax harvesting. But, you're kind of just riding this out for the long term and hoping the team can deliver. But again, if you are more wise about this and, you're trading the ticker and, looking for lower entries, and now you're just looking at pretty much upside potential from the rest of the way, and you don't have to be concerned with as much as other people would be if your bags are insanely heavy. If you're investing all the way down, that could be a big area of concern. I was trading here around this level where it continued to go sideways. It did bounce, so I was able to make an entry. It bounced all the way up to 0.0008, and then I decided to sell off right around here because the OMI token didn't bounce up as hard as I thought it was going to, which actually did spook me and didn't show me signs of confidence in the ticker symbol. Again, we're separating ticker symbol from the Ecomi team, so I just want to make sure that's clear as well. And I flipped back to Ethereum because Ethereum actually went up quite a bit. and provided some gains there. And that was a good trade. And I ended up being right about the OMI token as well, getting out of kind of that area of risk of it going down. Again, I was tweeting about that, and it did break through my level of support here. And we do have to go back to ancient levels of support as well. Like if you can go to CoinGecko, there's not a whole lot of support until you start getting into these lower levels, 0.006 or 0006s, 0004s, 0003s, and things like that. So again, patience is key, and patience is paying off if you're, able to use your patience and unemotionally trade and get into these positions. You're probably not hurting, and you're probably unbiased, right? If you're in games all the time, you're not going to be tweeting nonsense and telling people one thing, and trying to make sure you're recouping your investment, things like that. You always want to be trading and doing things wisely. And this is not financial advice at all, because this is just entertainment. But that's my opinion, and my kind of thesis is like, from my point of view, I don't have to worry about being biased or anything. I'm unbiased because I'm in the black, and I don't have to worry about my investments recouping or anything like that. I made a lot of money in the macro NFT space and the crypto space. I made money in the meme coin space. I'm making money everywhere. And it's just very odd to see some people just kind of gaslighting other community members, saying that they're going to buy this token, and it just continues to collapse here. So I do find that interesting now. VeVe delivering key features, that's going to definitely help the token, deliver the OUP. If we see the VeVe verse roll out with kind of OUP attached to it as well, that could be very exciting. And kind of stop some of this bleeding here again. But they're not relying on the OMI token for the success of the app itself, right? They continue to do drops. If they roll out VeVeverse, that could definitely be exciting there for the project as a whole. But again, I'm just using fundamental analysis and technical analysis to do my research, and staying up to date with the project and the team and what they're doing, providing updates, monitoring the updates, monitoring the AMAs, extrapolating the AMAs. And I feel like I've done a really good job in that, and basically reduce my risk to pretty close to down to the lowest as possible. Whereas other people, they're processing information through a different lens, and that's okay. But just be careful out there. Always monitor the macro, be safe, and that's all I got for this one. So be like an NFT, be authentic, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.